Top Shelf.
Hello and welcome to Top Shelf Board Games. I'm Hubba.
I'm Sabrina.
And today we're talking about Dice City. Dice City is a worker placement, dice placement, city building type game along the lines of Machi Koro and Suburbia. So let's check it out. Okay, so Dice City has that, the good things that I like about it, it has that city building, customization, which I really like. Everybody has their own little player board, and on that player board, you're buying new buildings and putting them into spaces on that board, upgrading the spaces, so you get a nice visual appeal to the game.
It's nice to see how your city's evolving in different types of locations and how you're building. 'Cause you can go different routes. You can go more of an army route or more of a resource route or whatever.
Yeah. And it looks awesome. AEG puts out really good looking games, so they always are really pretty looking. This one has kind of that Little People, Clash of Clans type art style going to it. So it's really pleasing to look at.
Was the rule book pretty easy to understand?
Yeah, the rule book's really well laid out. It's it's big lettering. There's examples. It's really simple and straightforward. So it really good looking game as far as that goes.
I like the player board. It's huge, so you feel like you're a little overwhelmed kind of at once, but it's really big, so you can see how many options you have and all the different choices.
Well, and unlike Machi Koro, Machi Koro, you're kind of building up your little tableau city, but you're buying cards and kind of playing the odds. On this one, you actually are physically replacing buildings with other buildings and building up your look of your city.
You still are playing with the odds because you're rolling the dice and kind of playing with the odds a little bit there.
Yeah, you're still at the whim of the dice roll, to a point. You do have some manipulation over the dice. You can slide one dice to the left or right, so there's some dice manipulation that you do have, but you are still kind of playing those odds. And when you buy this the statue building and you put it down, do you put it on a 3, do you put it on a 2, where do you put it? And I think the 3 is going to roll more, so I'll put it here. So you're kind of still playing the odds. You're kind of still guessing as far as that goes. But there's more interesting choices. Mm-hmm. You're collecting resources and using those resources to buy building upgrades and attack bandits and trade with the trade ships. So you have a lot of different options to. It's basically it's kind of Machi Koro with resource gathering and collecting.
I do like how it has all the many different ways of winning. So you can go different routes of trying to get the most cards on the board.
Yeah, you could go a full
the ships or the bandits.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You can do the ship trading. You could do the combat. You can fight the bandits. You could fight your opponents. And there's viable ways to get lots of different ways to get victory points. It's the complexity is definitely below Suburbia, and it's way easier to get into than that. But it's a step up above Machi Koro just because you do have more choice over what's going on and what you're working towards. But at the heart of it, it's a cute, simple to play city building game.
Yeah, I would definitely play with any new beginners. Anybody, I think it'd be really easy for anybody to catch on to it.
Well, and the cool thing about it, the cool thing about it is that because it's so easy. And it's not worker placement because you're rolling the dice and they're getting put out for you. So it's not really worker placement, but it introduces that concept of worker placement really well because it introduces that idea to somebody who's never played a worker placement game of, if this dice is on this space and I pull it off, I can now activate that space. And that's what worker placement games ultimately are. And so this introduces that concept really well. So for new gamers who have never played it, this would be awesome to teach that concept to. even kids who are just getting into it, younger kids. This would be a really easy one to start getting a 6-7-year-old into that idea of worker placement. And
it took me a minute to get used to the number on the dice and matching it to the color, because I've never played anything kind of like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like, oh. So once I got it, then it wasn't bad at all. It was just took a while.
So, final thoughts. I like the game. It's not one of my favorites, but I do see its appeal, and I do, it is a good game. I enjoyed it. It definitely is not complex. It doesn't have a lot of bite to it, but it's a good game. I mean,
for me, it'd be a good game just to play if you're just in a casual mood and not wanting a brain burner or anything. You're just it's a nice, relaxing game. Yeah. Or if you want to teach newer beginners too. So good game. I like it. And if you want to see how it's played or check out the components or anything, check out our playthrough, because we did a walkthrough and everything from my perspective. Yeah, the how to play video, you'll see the board, you'll see the flow of the game, how a turn works, how turns work, how the setup is. I mean, you should be able to get a pretty good idea of what it feels like to be at the table playing this game. And so so check that video out. Yeah. And if you like this, like that, or if you have any other suggestions that are do you want us to try out, post it in the comments. Click subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Share with your friends. Thanks. Bye. Bye.